Welcome back.
Welcome back, y'all.
To another episode of the Mocha Message. And before we get into it, my name is Shani.
And I'm Jackie.
And you are listening to and watching the Mocha Message. It's just a new jingle every time.
We love it.
Every time. So as you guys know, for season 5 and all throughout season 5, we have been highlighting Black-owned local businesses in the Atlanta area.
Yes.
Anything from restaurants to spas to bookstores to candle making processes. So whenever you guys have something that you want to do or need to do, we want to have a resource for you.
Yeah, we got y'all.
Yeah, we got
like Issa Rae and Insecure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So speaking of that, this episode, we want to highlight a Black-owned bookstore local in the Atlanta area. It's called Madu Bookstore. It is located in Greenbrier Mall. Mm-hmm. So South Atlanta, really easy to get to. It's right off the highway. I've actually been there a few times because I actually have.
Tell them why, Shani.
I got a couple features.
Tell them why, Shani.
Yes. So as you guys know, I also have a food blog, Coin Cuisine, and I have had 2 different recipes featured in a Black-owned magazine that's dedicated to food and drink. And of course, the Black-owned bookstore hosts those Black-owned magazines for food and drink. So I've been in there a bunch of times. Jackie has went in there herself.
I went in there specifically to hunt for the magazine
thank you so much.
She was featured in. But when I was in there was an array of book selections from like novels, fiction, informational things.
Yes.
One of the books that I saw that hopefully it's still in there because I wanted to grab it was a book on Gullah Geechee cuisine.
Oh, yeah.
They had like a whole Gullah Geechee section.
Yeah. No, that's a really, really cool subculture of food.
For sure.
But yeah, like they do have all sorts of books that you can imagine. A lot of, and mostly stuff from Black authors.
Yeah.
You know, so you can find anything from religion, like she said, fiction and nonfiction, magazines.
Beachy had a couple of graphic, like Black-owned graphic novels.
Oh, yeah. So
like the comics and stuff.
Very much like a great resource, especially if you are a bookworm or looking to become one. If you guys have any like book clubs, I definitely recommend that you go to Madu Bookstore, check them out, tell them that the Mocha Message sent you.
Yes. All right. So,
That's
I could not. All right. So last time that y'all saw us, we talked about the importance of global sisterhood.
Yes.
We got that from the book Sisterhood Heals by Dr. Joy. Mm-hmm. And in that book, it spoke a lot about helping other sisters out.
Yes.
Just being open and receptive to receiving help, but also ways that you can lift up your sisters, sort of as you climb or as you navigate different spaces, which was, I thought it was important.
Yes.
And I thought it would be really dope to discuss.
Yeah.
I think we've all been in instances where we've been looking to like a more skilled other for assistance, or where people could even also look to us.
Nah, it's definitely super important. I mean, we talk all the time about community.
For sure.
And, you know, just building a good one, a good tribe for yourself. And so part of that does come from, you know, being helped by your fellow sister as well as helping others. So yeah, it'd be good to get into it.
Yes.
So in the spirit of that, I thought it'd be cool to kind of share our own personal experiences of where, you know, somebody really just provided like that love, that support, that guidance. So do you have any? I know Jackie has a huge, like very tight knit, but like huge in love tribe and like sisterhood. So I'm already like ready for her stories because I know it's going to be fire.
I mean, there's been a couple of instances, but one that I can think of more recently, and I've talked about it on the pod before, is my introduction to poetic jazz, like the concert series in the city. Coming from education and trying to pivot into music spaces, music event, concert event, and production series spaces, journalism, anything really that offers an opportunity for me to gain experience and get my feet wet. It's been like... It's Fort Knox, man. It's like if you didn't start with this in college or you didn't have like an internship where there were different people that you were connected with, it's like starting from scratch, from ground zero. And my network in the education world and in higher ed is expansive. Like I have plenty of people that I can look to or reach back, or reach out to, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. Even people saved in my phone. But when you're really trying to enter into a new space, it's like, this is where do I start? Where do I look to? Real. Like, where do I go? So I got plugged in from actually attending one of the concerts. And then I was like, this is so dope. Like, how do I become part of the team? Is there an opportunity for me to become part of the team?
Exactly.
And I got to shout out Lola Lede, who is the curator and the founder of Poetic Jazz. Also an artist in her own right. Also someone who has pivoted tracks and careers. She used to be a veterinarian, which is like,
that's dope.
You would think
First
that's
of all, that's super cool.
You would think that's like worlds apart from like the music world, right? But she really wanted to put forth the gifts that God gave her, the talents that God gave her to do music and be in a space and create a space for artists. So I was like, how do I get plugged in? And she's like, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is very, very new. Like it's just a year old. I do it by myself. I don't have a lot of funds. I was like, listen, I am not necessarily looking to be paid. Like, I just want to be in the space and gain the experience or whatever. So she built an internship. It was me and a few other people who went through the internship. I decided to stick around, and now I'm officially part of the team on staff. So I went from intern to team lead, and now like there are 3 other interns that we have on board, and just guiding and mentoring and helping them and teaching them about like artist management and stage management. And set design and reaching out to folks in social media and communication, which that stretched me. That was part of my internship. Hey, man. That was part of my internship, but I was stretched and I grew a lot in that area. But it was really dope to just have somebody like lay out an opportunity for you and provide one. And not like, there's no... Y'all know I can't be a part of mess. I just can't. Me and mess just don't work. If the first hint of anything, I'm out the door. But it's like very good vibes, good energy. Like there's no ego involved. She always talks about like how she learns from me as well. So it's like a two-way street in a way. But like that's been a huge one. It's opened other doors for me in which I don't know. I should share right now.
Hey, look. If you're not comfortable, we'll make another announcement at the end of another episode. Like
I will say that it has now opened a door for me to be part of another event coming up in Atlanta very soon.
So stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned, y'all.
I'm here for that.
Stay tuned
for that.
But it's cool because like once somebody gives you like one experience or one opportunity, it opens like several doors later on down the line. And that's all I was asking for. It's just like one chance. One chance. Just one.
I ain't straight out of college or high school. But I could do a little something.
The pivot. The pivot is very common these days in the year of 2024. That's especially with millennials. You know? So, yeah, that's one. That's dope. One example I'll stick to because I can go on forever.
Nah, that's honestly so dope. And I really think it speaks to just how the kindness of another person, another sister can really take somebody so far. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure she was just doing this because she's just a nice person. Right. And like not thinking like, oh yeah, I'm going to be responsible for her getting this position. Or this, you know what I mean? Like, but it really just like grows and expands just off of like one or two people just being nice, you know, like help reaching a hand out, like sharing,
just being kind, not being afraid to share space.
I love that. And not competing, you know, with each other, like, and I know that industry in general is very
you don't even got to say it.
Like, people be trying to put their claws out. It's like, bro, it's
that's not me.
Room
that's
for
not
everybody.
Me.
Like,
not personality at all. I will be out.
Yeah, for real. Oh my gosh. So that's very, very sweet to know. Shout out to Lola.
Thank you, Lola.
One of the situations that come to mind when I kind of think of, you know, a sister lending a hand is really, I've had a lot of experience like that in college, in undergrad and grad. Like, first of all, going to HBCU, you're automatically going to be in, proximity with a lot of very successful women of color, Black women too. And I just feel as if a lot of things that I've accomplished or rooms that I've been in as I'm going through, you know, getting my degrees and stuff, it has been assisted by some Black woman. You know what I mean?
I love
speaking my name into rooms where I'm not in.
You're not even there.
Yes. Now I got a scholarship out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, I literally was thinking about this because I had gotten an email from one of my former professors. And I'm just like, man, like, that professor was literally the reason that I took my first flight, like, ever in life.
Wow.
Like,
really?
Yes. Like, put my name into, you know, rooms where I wasn't in. Like, hey, I think this student will be a great, you know, person for this opportunity or whatever. Next thing you know, man, I'm in Miami, like, presenting case studies for like accounting. So
wow.
It just, I think of a lot of women in academia who have really just helped guide me and pull me to, you know, just levels where I may necessarily wouldn't be or even challenge me. Like, I may not have just applied to, you know, that case study because I'm like, I probably couldn't do that and nothing like that. But these women, you know, believe in me.
Yeah, they're like, you can do it, girl.
And here you go. Like, your name's already submitted.
Back out. No excuses.
And that's me. I'm like, well, I can't make nobody look bad. So I guess I got to do it now. Right. I ain't going to complain about
Put the pressure on you a little bit.
Right. So, yeah, it's honestly, when you just reflect, it's just really like humbling to look back and be like, man, like, I'm super grateful for the people who, you know, have really just taken their time, stuck their hand out to help. And, you know, I'm thankful. I think it also speaks to our personalities. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're a good person. Like,
people do not mind helping you.
Yes.
People do not mind helping.
And people can tell when there are like bad or weird intentions, you know? So if you just are genuine, the karma is going to farm itself. Like, you will get all the good karma that you need based off of, you know, just how you are. So it's really important, I think. And it's something that, as I like scroll on social media and see all these crazy discourse about stupid stuff, I'm just like, man, just stay focused on your lane. Yeah, man. You know, continue to, you know, I always love to say, like, as much as you want somebody to like grab your hand from above, like, don't forget right next to you, bro. Like, there's people who are on your same level. Yes, like, there are people on your same level who could get you so far. Yeah. Like, you don't have to go to the CEO or the CFO to get an opportunity. There's people right there on the same floor as you, like, that's metaphorically. It's just important to, like, you know, just be yourself, be genuine, be kind. Like, it all comes back around.
Yeah.
Shout out to Justin Timberlake. That's what I always think of when I hear that phrase. But yeah.
That's real. So it's interesting as we sit here and we reflect on instances where people have helped us. I'm thinking of ways that we can be of assistance to younger sisters coming up. And I think we're in a really sweet spot because I like to think of us as the middle children, kind of.
Yeah.
Like we're grown.
From a true middle child, right?
Right.
She got experience with this, y'all. So listen to what she's about to say.
But yeah, as the millennial generation, at this point in time, we really find ourselves being the middle children. Like we have enough life experience to offer to other people, but we're also still looking to grow and to excel and move forward and advance, if you will. And there are people who have come before us who have opened doors and can continue to open doors. And there are also people who we can offer and lend life advice, school advice, work advice to, and maybe not even just advice, opportunities as well. So I thought it would be dope if we thought about maybe people that we can help or people that we have or are helping too.
Okay. So one instance that I think could be relatable to a lot of people is, again, like you said, reaching back, right, to people who are younger or maybe don't have as much experience as we do in certain situations. And to me, that all comes back to like, again, not only just being genuine, but like being willing to be vulnerable.
Ooh,
right?
Yes.
Because we have hit our heads on the table, like trying to, go through different things, learn new things, get in different rooms. And you do have to be, to me, in a sense, a little bit vulnerable to be like, hey, this is how I kind of went through it, and it wasn't optimal, or I had times where I was, discouraged or depressed. And I think when younger people see that vulnerability, instead of like, oh, I know it all,
I have it all together,
it hits so much better. And I think it just permeates, their psyche a lot better than like, oh yeah, I did that 5 years ago and my way is the perfect way and the only way. No, bro, like be vulnerable.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like be authentic about your experience because nobody else had that experience except for you.
Exactly.
And the thing that you tell them could really be that one thing that like sticks.
Man.
You know what I mean?
So interestingly enough, I have a couple of mentees who were my former students because they wanted to keep the relationship going after I left.
Yeah.
Who are young Black women, one of which graduated last year, one of which is about to graduate, and they're stressing over trying to figure out their life. Like, trying to
it's gotta
make all the pieces fit together. And I just had to be real with them. I said, y'all, I'm still figuring it out. Like, I don't think there's a script. I don't think that there's an exact measurement. And I think that can sometimes like be the perception is, my, parents or my whoever, like they seem to have it all together and figured out. And like you said, that vulnerability piece is so important because I didn't see a lot of that really growing up.
Yep.
I really didn't. It just seemed like everybody was grown and everybody had their path and, they were moving on it. Yeah. And I'm like, I get to be an adult and I'm like, none of this makes sense.
Yeah. That's right.
Help me figure out the recipe to like make my life perfect. But I mean, the older that you get and the more that you encounter and the more experience you gain, you really learn like everybody's really just trying to figure it out. Like
they are.
Everybody's trying to figure it out. And it goes from anything from career to finances to even self-esteem, the way that you feel about yourself, your mental health, carrying around trauma, like there's a lot to be learned. There's a lot to unpack. There's a lot to repack. There's a lot to figure out. So you hit the nail on the head with that one. Yeah. Would be an open and vulnerable. I have a mentee now who's soon to graduate and is just trying to figure out how to make all of the pieces fit together. Yeah. And I'm like, please take that pressure off of yourself. Right. Even getting to graduation is a huge milestone in and of itself. Revel in this moment, take it in, celebrate. That's my advice right now. Right. Is the future it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
And we're gonna get there regardless.
You're gonna get there, right? But right now it's important to focus on celebrating this milestone. Yeah. And it's interesting because it's just I think points of reflection are so important because it can be when you are 5 years removed or 7 years removed from an experience, it is dang, how did I get here? Yeah. I kind of just, this is something that I dreamed about, or this is something that I thought a lot about, and now I'm here. How did I get here?
I like that. I mean? Yeah.
And I think, reflecting is important not only for ourselves, but so that we can share those experiences where we were down, out, lost, confused with other people.
Preach.
To show, that point of empathy. Yeah. But there are just several people that I can think of. You, for example, are about to get married. Yes. I've been married for quite some time now, which is crazy. Literally feels like yesterday, y'all.
I love that.
But people who look to me for, relationship advice and me guiding folks with wisdom, not just moving out of feelings or taking sides or whatever, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Get you a Jackie, because I'll be, hey, hold up. Actually, you got time for a call. I feel as if, your network can be as big as you want it to be, right? So you can meet people who either you look up to, or they may have some knowledge or experience that you want to, ask for help from. Yeah. Or you can meet people who, you feel as if you could provide some sort of value to them. And I was just kind of thinking of dang, where are some spaces? Because, we chronically online. Yeah. So I know that's one. Okay. Somebody can hop up in your DMs.
Right. Yeah.
Or you can hop up in somebody else's DMs. Yeah. Right. Facebook groups and stuff like that. But I was also thinking, in person,
oh, for sure.
If you have a book club with some of your friends and you're meeting new people that you haven't met before, or if you go to an alumni event for your, high school or college, maybe you'll meet, somebody who you didn't necessarily know before from a, different generation that you feel as if, I can definitely, if you're willing, I can help you out.
Right.
I know a lot of sports leagues around Atlanta, kickball, tennis, stuff like that. Yeah, leagues, just places where you can network, honestly. I feel like it's just important to be open to that type of stuff, to where you're open to just having conversations with people. I've met a lot of people off of birthday parties where I know two or three people, or the person who I'm celebrating, but I'm meeting somebody else at the table. Right. I'm dang, you real cool. Yeah. So, it's important to just be kind of open to that and don't feel as if you're solely limited to the digital, right?
Right, exactly.
It's a lot of in-person connection that you can still do. And it's value in that. It's value in the face-to-face. You going up to Lola in person versus I'm just going to send her a message. Probably hit different.
Exactly, for sure.
So, just be open to, the networking and kind of getting back to the basics a little bit of meeting somebody. Online. Exactly.
Which that's vulnerable in and of itself. It is. You just don't know how people are going to respond. But I am a strong believer in if you put out good, you'll get back good. It may not always be a one-to-one. But more often than not. And I know we've talked about even when people are like, well, how do I make new friends? How do I meet new friends?
Yeah.
Like, go in spaces that you're interested in,
right?
Like things that you're interested in. So I do a dance class in Midtown, or I met somebody through skating, like all that kind of stuff. You kind of just surround yourself with people who already have a similar interest,
exactly,
or background or experience, and then you naturally just kind of gravitate to folks there.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It made me think of this video I saw where somebody, I guess some creator, like only talks about like bad dates that they went on or whatever. Somebody else stitched and was like, girl, you just need a hobby. Like, you know what I mean? Like, focus on things that you enjoy doing, and like the other stuff will work itself out. So that's important. Like you like skating, you like dancing, like you can authentically meet people who also have a similar interest.
Right.
And then y'all, like, that's the icebreaker. You know, like we're both here. So we can both talk about, how long have you been skating? Blah, blah, blah.
There you go.
What side of town you live on? Blah, blah,
there
blah.
You go.
Oh, I didn't know you went to, the same college my sister went, or, so.
It naturally, that's important. Just
get hobbies, y'all. Like,
yes, hobbies are important. Offline.
Yes, please. That's important. So, y'all, for the Mocha message, we're going to have to bring it back to an oldie but goodie. We both are huge Issa Rae fans.
Yes.
In like show universe as well as out.
I call it the Issa-verse.
Yes,
like the Issa-verse from what she's doing in the music sphere.
Yes.
What she's doing in like the creative space.
I love all of her.
The Issa-verse.
Creativity, but also hers, like she seems like a person we would both want to be friends.
For sure. What?
Hit us up. We're going to shoot our friendship shot, Issa. Please, like, cause you real cool and we real cool. But anyway, we're going to quote a quote from, and I don't remember was it like an interview she was doing?
It was an interview, It was an interview that she was doing, and different people were asking, or the interviewer was asking pretty much how she's been able to build her network, for lack of better terms.
Yeah.
How she's been able to build her network, and they see different people who started off with her in Awkward Black Girl showed up in Insecure. And then that's when she was like, I think a lot of people are always trying to get to the top dog. Like they're trying to get to the CEO or the founder of a company or what have you, in which, of course, the higher up people are, the harder they are to reach.
Yeah,
they have
seriously.
11 things on their plate. Like
calendar books.
I don't know if they're going to be checking their DM or their email. They probably got somebody else doing it for them at that point. And she was like, you need to look to the people to the left of you and to the right of you who are trying to do the same thing, and figure out how y'all can put your resources together, your talents, your gifts, your skills, and make something shake.
Yeah. So
and that's how she got started.
Period. So that's our Mocha message for today. Like, don't be afraid to network across. Like, just as much as you're, looking up, like look to your left, look to your right.
Yeah.
And also don't forget to reach back, help somebody else who, maybe a little younger, a little further behind on the journey.
Yeah.
And, just keep a level head when it comes to that. It's not always about, let me get to the very top head dog of anything. Like, it's a lot that you can do with people who are on a similar journey as you.
Yeah. And don't underestimate the community you already have around you.
Yeah.
Your neighborhood, areas of interest. Like we said before, church is one where a lot of people can find folks younger than them and older than them. So with that, we're going to leave y'all to marinate on it. But be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. In the comments, please tell us some examples or stories where either you have helped a sister or have been helped by a sister. We love to hear stories like that. And we can continue this conversation in the comment section on YouTube as well as Instagram. But with that, we'll see y'all at the next episode. All right, y'all. Peace.
So millennial.
I know.